Bill Davis, Ancestry Lands, AncestryLands.com. Good morning. On a drive in traffic, as usual. That's the journey, that's the trek, that's what it is. Let me ask you a question. Do you have a field of vision? One of the things as a leader, I had a meeting with my cousin, and she's an executive manager of the company, Ancestry Lands Crystal. We had a meeting 2 days ago, and we looked at the overview of what's going on, what's working. And a lot of times in businesses, when you're a business owner, you have to sometimes be mentored at the same time while you're mentoring. And a lot of people miss this. You don't have it all worked out just because you're successful. You're successful in an area that might be big in your business, but you're not growing. And when you're not continuously growing, what happens is your whole business stagnates. The people who work for you, they stagnate because you're not feeding them any growth, any information. And one of the things that I found very useful is when we had our meeting, it's our monthly meeting. Like, you have business meetings, same thing. We have our monthly meetings. We address issues, what the health is of the business, what's working, what's not working. If we have to let people go, which we've done, not too much, but just like one or two, trim the fat a little bit. And one of the things we look at is like, what areas are we not doing well in social media? Facebook's great, YouTube's great, good, but then we have to work on Instagram. Then we'll work on TikTok. Then we review the analytics. We take time going through the details to make sure we're looking at growing on an even plane. It's like building a house. You don't want to build a house and you put everything on one side, and then you're expecting when you build this little bit over here, this to grow at the same way. No, all the room's going to be on one side. It's like making a cake, right? You don't want to put all the icing that you heavily ice the cake on one side of the cake. So when you grab a piece, the icing's this thick. And then you go on the other side and the icing's this thin. You don't want to do that. You want to look at your business in an even keel. And you want, when you get feedback, such as I always ask about how my team members are doing. When I say team members, I'm talking about people at the proverbial bottom. And I don't mean they're at the bottom. They are the foundation for us. So I'm not going to use the term bottom. I'm going to talk about the foundational employees because they're at the bottom level. Even though it's a top down, when I look at it, the bottom is my top. I am the bottom because I'm always the ground floor. So when I look at the employee that does, they're looking at the sales, they're the ones out there hitting the streets, they're the ones out there doing the most interacting. The executive membership is actually the bottom. And what we do is we grow up and we trickle up, not trickle down. When I say trickle down, that means everything comes to me. When I say trickle up, everything goes to my employees. And what I'm saying about my employees is I want their feedback. They have meetings with the manager, and the manager is there to improve processes that may or may not be working. And when I get that feedback, the one thing that I do that I want everyone else to start thinking about is that when you have employees, get them involved. One of the things that my employees have said is, hey, how do we respond with this stuff, with questions, when people have questions about the lots? Because we have a lot of lots, and the lots sometimes have different features. And what I asked them is said, okay, well, then you give me the feedback, what you would want to say, and we'll approve the information. I want your involvement, your investment into the process, because you're dealing with the buyers, the potential leads when people want to buy property or when people want to buy your product. Your sales team they're your ears to the street. They're going to let you know buyer behavior, buyer habits, and you've got to pay attention to that. So that way you want them to lead that interaction, but you want to guide them in a way that makes sure the information is correct. You don't want to lead them in a way where you're just having them kind of willy-nilly do it on their own, because I've done that, and trust me, it will hurt you 9 times out of 10, because people will take their own initiatives, they will take their own direction, and a lot of times people will do things outside of your guidance. And this is why you see many companies today downsizing, they're getting rid of departments. What do we see now? What's the big one now? What is it, Blackstone? One of the big corporations, they're getting rid of like 1,800 employees. Even though these companies are major, they're getting rid of departments that are not working well. Well, Let's look at why some things are not working well. Could it not be working well because, again, the guidance is not there? The departments or the areas where people work at, these silos, become too independent and too far away from the core mission of the company. And when that happens, they become non-productive. So again, as a business owner, you got to take the time out to invest in your team, get feedback from them, and also hold them accountable by making them involved in the process so they can contribute to the ideas that lead to their success, which leads to your success. And that is to me, the best way to run a small business with good leadership. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've gotten some value out of this video. I hope you've learned something, and maybe you will change some things about your leadership. And if you need help with those things, I do private consulting. Reach out to me, phdavis@ancestrylands.com. Links in the description section below, folks. Don't be afraid to grow. Now you know. Phil Davis, take care. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Have you ever wondered how some individuals amass wealth through vacant land investments? Here's your answer. We introduce the perfect solution: Getting Dollars from Dirt, a beginner's guide to vacant land investments, written by author Philip Davis Jr. and also owner of Ancestry Lands. Uncover tried and true strategies and expert advice to navigate vacant land investments, even as a novice. This book simplifies the process, offering practical steps toward financial independence. Learn to spot lucrative opportunities and boost your returns. Getting Dollars from Dirt equips you with the confidence and knowledge for wise investment decisions. Seize this incredible opportunity. Get your copy now and embark on your journey to wealth. Click the link below to order. Start building your fortune today.